Hello my beautiful friends! Today I'm really excited because I will review a super innovative and fun brand called Haggard Cosmetics. It's a Chinese brand that most of you probably haven't heard about yet, but I'm so stoked to talk about them today because I know that you will be so intrigued when you see the beautiful palettes that they offer. But before we jump in, I just want to give a shout out to my dear and lovely friend Amy, who makes those super pretty earrings. She made them for me as a gift and I was so surprised to see them in person, because even if I did see them in videos and photos before I received them, I was so blown away when I saw them in person. The quality of the earrings are superb. I'm really excited to wear them and I feel so elegant, and honestly I feel like a queen when I'm wearing them because they are so beautiful, elegant, glamorous and still bold and quite fun, to be honest. Just like me. Emmy has been working day and night to be able to open up her own web shop, and I hope that it will be soon, but I don't know for sure. I will make sure to leave her Instagram handles in the caption below so you can follow her and see when she will update you on when her shop will open. And now I will go back to the review. Enjoy! Just for the sake of transparency, I will tell you that I was gifted 3 palettes and 2 lipsticks from the brand, but I would honestly have bought them myself if they didn't end up sending them to me, because I'm so excited about this brand. The brand currently offers 3 super cute palettes that contains 7 shades each. It's a quite odd number, but somehow it still works because I have been able to create quite some interesting looks with those palettes. I will show you some swatches, I will show you the palettes, and of course I will show you the looks I've been creating with the palettes and also my overall thoughts. I have been using the palettes quite a lot lately just to make sure that I have a good idea of how they perform. I have been trying to do different kinds of looks with those palettes just to make sure that I know what they are capable of doing. For example, today I'm wearing something more simple and minimalistic in my opinion, but I have also been making some more complex looks that I'm more known for making. As I mentioned earlier, I also got 2 lipsticks from the brand. It's 2 in 1, so to say, so it's 2 shades in this one and 2 shades in this one. And I'm not sure why they have this different sizes, because the formula seems to be very similar in my opinion, and yeah, the packaging is very sleek and very gorgeous. And the same goes with the packaging of the palettes. The brand's aesthetics is very gothic and very cool and trendy, and that was one of the things that drew me in when I saw those products. The color stores are very unique and fun too, and you will be able to see it very soon. I think that I will begin with showing you the swatches of the products, and then I will show you the looks, and after that I will tell you my full-on thoughts about the products. Okay, let's roll the clips. Welcome back! I hope that you did enjoy my swatches and all the looks I created with those palettes, and now I will talk you through my thoughts about the products. First of all, I just want to tell you that all the palettes comes with a protective sleeve like this. It has the shade names in Chinese too, which I obviously can't read, but I think it's a cute idea and a fun touch to the palettes. As I mentioned earlier, all of the palettes contains 7 shades in total, and all of the palettes has at least 2 shimmers, but some of the palettes has also those mattes with some glitter specks inside them. And I have been able to try all the shades. I feel like the palettes are quite consistent in formula, which is a good plus in my book. One thing that is important to note is that the palettes has a couple of different formulas inside them. For example, there is a super smooth and almost foiled shimmer-like formula. There is a formula that is super sparkly and intense, which is a very nice topper alternative for those who enjoys more one and done looks. And that's also something I will talk about a little bit later in this video. And of course the mattes. I feel like the mattes has a very consistent formula and I can't notice any difference between the palettes. I feel like they are buildable and easy to use. They are blendable. One thing that I have noticed is that I prefer a more sticky base when I'm using those palettes, because I feel like the mattes needs that to be able to stick on the eyes. And just to make it clear to you, when I'm talking about a sticky base, I'm talking about a base like maybe P. Louise or maybe the Glam Light primer, or yeah, you know, those more concealer-like primers you use on the eyes, and not the Urban Decay base, because it's transparent and maybe it works, but I prefer a more sticky base. The shimmers aren't super wet, they are more on the drier side without being too dry, which is a good thing because I think that those eyeshadows performs very well on more oily lids too. So I feel like those palettes are very good for people who maybe have hooded eyes or struggles with creasy lids normally. One thing that I really appreciate about those color stores is that they have deepening up shades, which not all palettes has nowadays, which I think is really crazy because I can't see myself doing a look without any deepening up shades. I know that some people want lighter shades too, which those palettes has most of the time, but I feel like a light powder or a translucent powder can make shades lighter and easier to blend out, so having super light shades in a palette doesn't matter that much to me. As I said before, I have been trying to do my best to create a couple of different kinds of looks when I've been using those palettes, just to get an idea of how they can be used. And I feel like they perform very well when you want to do those more complex and dramatic looks, but they also perform very well when you want to do softer and more wearable looks, so to say. I feel like the shimmers works perfectly as one and done shades, and in general when it comes to those super sparkly shades, it works very nice to have them just on the lid and go out the door. I find that the color stores are very versatile and you can get a lot of different kinds of look out of the palettes, even if you just have one on your hands, and that's quite impressive in my opinion, since it only contains 7 shades as I said, but I have been able to create quite different looks with all of the palettes, which is really nice, and I really enjoy that because I still have so many ideas that I want to do with those palettes, and that's a good sign, I would say. I also love the sleek design. They are very easy to store, and I love that they all have the same size, which is very convenient for someone who likes to store the brands by brands. I haven't had any issues with the matte formula whatsoever, but I did read that some of my friends had some issues with the reds, but I didn't notice that, and I have been trying them, so I think it also plays a role on how you apply your makeup, and maybe it plays a role on what kind of base you're using, so that's important to have in mind when you use any palette, I would say. When it comes to lip products, I'm very excited about those shades because they are so unique. For example, there's two brown, well, one is brown and more is more purple leaning brown. The first brown has gold glitter specks in it, and the purplish brownish shade has a purple shift in it. It's super unique and pretty, and I haven't seen anything like it before. And the formula is super similar to the Kaleidos lip glaze. If you like that formula, I'm sure that you will enjoy this formula too. The only issue I have with this formula is that if you have somewhat dry lips, you really need to scrub them before you use them, because I noticed when I swatched them today, my lips are maybe a little bit too dry, and that's totally my own fault, because when you have scrubbed lips and put this kind of formula on the lips, they look so flawless, almost like they are photoshopped. So make sure that your lips are prepped and moisturized before you use them, and you will have the most gorgeous lips. The formula is very comfortable and yeah, just smooth and creamy on the lips, I would say. This is a super good first launch. I'm very impressed with everything. I haven't much to complain about, honestly, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what the brand will bring in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you are interested in this brand or not, and make sure to follow me if you're interested in indie makeup or colorful makeup in general. Have a fun day. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye!